Are you getting that echo?
Oh, yeah, tons. It's great. But the audience isn't, so that's the important thing. But
I know you people, but to have to hear me twice, 2 seconds apart.
I know, I feel a little Lou Gehrig-esque, but it makes me talk really slowly. So,
Well, what should we do, dude? Like, we got Chinese researchers smuggling it. Oh, wow, geez. It's this Chinese.
it's hard.
You got Chinese researchers smuggling bioweapons into the Ann Arbor UMM laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got to deal with China. We could do that. Deal with China. Right?
Yeah.
55% tariff for them, 10% for us, but we still get to take their researchers.
What's the tariff on biohazards that they're bringing in?
Well, the old I told you so, like tariffs can work. Everybody was looking at history from 100 years ago, but 100 years ago, capital and labor were not mobile across international boundaries. So all the underpinnings of modern economics are on his head, but what Jim announced that $4 billion are going to onshore. That's the new one, drive it up from Mexico is what you're going to do. So they're going to build a Blazer in Tennessee, the Equinox in Kansas, and the unnamed SUV and pickups in Lake Orion.
Good.
So that's a positive development. I don't think we need all these jobs coming back, though. I don't think we need to make toothpicks, shoelaces, wiper blades, because we don't have the labor pool. We need the big stuff. We need, the M's, medicine, metal, fuel, food, chips, tech stuff, like, right?
The future.
Yeah. And then, of course, then you have to import a bunch of people. Now everybody's going to, however you think of it, like people are going to tear the shit out of the streets this weekend, aren't they? But again, I told you on this program, you've heard the guess, ICE was coming for more than Mara Salvatrucha. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What was being said? What was promised? Anybody that came in under Biden?
That's what I heard, yeah. Whatever.
Like 12 million, 14 million people?
I don't know. If you can discern who's who as opposed to just a big old sweep.
Isn't that interesting? The Pew Research Center, like 20 years ago, estimated there's about 11 million illegals in the country. And, and at the end of 2023, they said there's 11 million illegals in the country. But let's not do any of that.
Okay.
Right? Let's just keep it local. How about, remember I wanted the nursing home data that Whitmer gave the feds?
Yes.
And it came back from Nessel because Nessel is Whitmer's lawyer. She, right, Attorney General is a lawyer for the state. There she is. $3,147.80. So Ken and I, Conspiracy Ken, that's his new nickname. Jeez, what beats with the Jan 6 stuff? I wouldn't even go into it. He's like, you'll see. Okay, so everybody on the Capitol that day was an FBI agent.
Well, let's talk about that real quick because I find there to be an interesting comparison there, right? Because you hear a lot of people say the feds made them storm the Capitol on January 6th. Well, with what's happening in Los Angeles right now, you're hearing, well, Trump incited this by sending the troops. Does the responsibility ultimately lay on the individual? I mean, Trump didn't make them burn Waymos. And the FBI didn't make them attack the Capitol.
No, I agree.
Okay. Common ground. Sorry, Ken.
Look, what's the difference between J6 and the Whitmer kidnappers? Every step of the way, the feds or their confidential human sources were paying for it, pushing it, arranging it, right? This one is, if you were in Washington that day and a guy's like, hey, man, let's storm it. And you did it, that's on you, dude. I can't make an excuse for that. I can't. You don't see me participating in any of that. But anyway, let's keep it close to home. We went up to Lansing to protest the proper way, which is following the law and the procedure. Will it be echoey?
No.
Okay.
You'll be able to hear that. You ready?
Yeah, we got to get a new board. Charlie LeDuff here, world's greatest street reporter. Under the Freedom of Information Act, I asked for all documents given to the federal government in 2020 when the Department of Justice was looking into the civil rights of those old people in the nursing homes. I want to know what Whitmer told them. So the Attorney General, Dana Nessel, pulled the oldest trick in the journalism book. You can have that information for $3,147.80. That's supposed to make me go away, but I ain't going away. I'm here to call the bluff. The great state of Michigan, $3,147.80. No, let's make that 90 cents, because here's a dime. Call someone who cares.
Here's a dime, go call someone who cares. You left me.
Friday, Attorney General's office closed. It's kind of sleepy in the state capitol for a middle of the afternoon business day, isn't it? Everybody's probably working their second job, which is being investigated by the legislature. You're in trouble. If I was you and I was working a second job, I'd be leaving that second job right about now. Keep going. Next door. Look, it's the only two guys working in Lansing. The Menin Williams, the meningitis. I don't know. Here to see the FOIA coordinator. Got a check for my freedom of information.
You have a what from email on?
Citizen.
Citizen and filmer.
I'm also a citizen.
Maybe she could come down and just get it from me. She in today? Government moves slowly.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is there a pride flag in the lobby but not a First Nations flag? Freedom costs. It costs $3,147.90 because keep the dime. Call someone who cares. Hit it.
Here's a dime, go call someone who cares.
But I've never experienced it in this building before, so I'm not sure who to call, who to contact, so.
Not here. Sure she's here. She wouldn't have a second job or anything.
Do you want to give her a call? I'm going to see if I can find an office.
Sure, I can give her a call. Let's see here. Yes, it's Charlie LeDuff from the Michigan Enjoyer. I just have a quite sizable check for a student. I have a check for a FOIA that I wanted to give to her. That's her.
We need future proud Michigan educators. We need you to help shape our future. Ignite a passion for lifelong learning.
Do you want to leave her a voicemail?
No, I want to leave my check, as I was told by letter from her. So can somebody come get this check, please?
Where is the check at?
It's in my hands here in the lobby.
Oh, you're in the building downstairs.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, my God. World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. That's interesting. I have a check for $3,147.90. Keep the dime. Call someone who cares.
Here's a dime, go call someone who cares.
How you doing? At least somebody came to work. Vacuum cleaner. Somebody coming down to get the check, bro.
Perfect.
Yeah, we solved it.
We got there.
See, when Americans put their minds together, man, you know American ends in ICANN. Does. You coming to get this?
I am.
And thanks so much for coming to work and taking care of the public's business. Really kind of you.
Sure. No problem. I'll make sure that she gets it.
And I will see you in 90 days.
Okay.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay. Let's get the hell out of here. Well, those documents should be ready in 90 days. Probably on a Tuesday.
Who cares?
Live from downtown Detroit, it's the No Bullshit News Hour with my main man, Charlie LeDuff and Karen Dubitz.
Just did breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
Yeah, no more bullshit, man. Oh God, the double echo. It's just gonna get worse. Like, you know, people are like, dude, already the dirt and the nursing homes, and I'm like a dog on a kneecap, man. New way, teeth, not humping. You know what I mean? But so that'll become. We're gonna find out. Remember, Andrew Cuomo is being investigated, not for what he did in the nursing homes, but for lying to Congress about what he did concerning the nursing homes. And nobody's ever put Whitmer under oath.
Nope.
So maybe we can get her under oath, figure out what happened, where we're going.
Slippery.
Oh, dude, crazy, right? You know, she hasn't even commented on the Chinese nationals smuggling in, you know, bioweapons. Didn't say anything.
It's really surprising. I'm surprised that's not getting more attention, to tell you the truth. It's kind of a big deal.
Well,
it's a fungus that can kill massive amounts of agriculture.
Wipe out the wheat crop, right? I mean, it gets played nationally, but not much here. Thank God we got Rob Snell working in this town at the Detroit News. Just we wouldn't know any of this. But Senator Jim Runstead from White Lake yesterday introduced some nursing home legislation. Here he is from the floor.
Colleagues, today I have reintroduced a bill that should have been a law a long time ago. My bill is to protect vulnerable seniors who rely upon the care in our nursing homes by allowing them to place video recording devices in their rooms. This common sense, bipartisan legislation is long overdue. Yes, you heard me correctly when I said bipartisan. That is because it has already been passed unanimously in this chamber, gained bipartisan support in the chamber across the hall, and was sent to the governor's desk. In addition to its broad support in the legislature, this measure also earned the backing of key stakeholders, including AARP of Michigan, AMAC Action, and the Michigan Long-Term Care Ombudsman. However, instead of signing the bill, the governor quietly vetoed it by slipping it into a drawer to be forgotten. No explanation, no accountability, just silence.
Wow.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I can't even. I don't know. I mean, for a government that wants to be more transparent, she ran on being transparent.
You know how she ran?
How?
Because she got tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars from the nursing home lobby.
There you go.
This isn't taking care of us.
No.
You know what I mean?
And it sets all them up for liability if something bad happens and they're recording it, right?
Yeah.
Just like why you can't record at a doctor's office, which I
still
think is kind of ludicrous.
If the person or their guardian or their power of attorney says put it in there, then you put it in there.
Yeah.
For their protection. That's what that legislation says. And it passed unanimously in the Senate. As I get older, like, there's no such thing as a liberal or a conservative or a Republican or a Democrat, right? Because if you're looking to protect old people, what is that? Is that a liberal, hippie, peace to the world sort of position to take? Or is that a conservative log cabin, your old people live with you, right? What is that? That's just a human position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the stuff that the Republicans now talk, they took from working class Democrats for the old days, right? Fair labor, fair pay, you know. And then the leaders of the Democratic Party, like they ride around in limousines and private jets, take big corporate dollars, and they moved so far left, they look like the Reagan era country club conservatives.
Agreed.
So I don't know what to say anymore. I just protect the old people. Stop stealing from the poor people.
Yeah, but there's no financial benefit to that.
Is that what it's all about, bro?
It's always about money.
Fuck. Till there isn't any.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look. Ken and I got to catch a flight. We're going to do the Timcast. We got to fly out to the East Coast, so that's cool. We'll be on tomorrow, Thursday. What time does it air? 8 p.m. He's so weird. You know why he's going?
Why?
Why Ken's going? Because he's a fanboy. He's like, oh my God, that would be my dream vacation to go see Timcast. I'm like, really? Like,
Hey.
not Buenos Aires or like Fiji or.
Hey, it's harmless. I mean, there's probably people that want to go see Stephen Colbert, I guess, in New York City.
Well, that's what's so weird about it, brother, is it is so harmless.
Just have him sign your beanie or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Sign your head.
Yeah.
Like, draw your mustache where you took that other one off. Why did you shave that horrible thing? Is it for?
I liked his stash.
You
man.
did? I think he shaved it because it's Pride Month and he didn't want anybody coming on. Is that what it was? There's not anything wrong with that, man. I wouldn't judge you and Tim. I got to share a hotel with this guy.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
But I want to thank Dave Landau because we did Normal World last week. That was great. What a spectacular group.
Good guy.
I recommend that podcast because, again, like this one, we produce pieces specifically for this. That's what they do.
Yep.
They're doing comedy sketches. They
Original.
got like an airplane hangar.
No, I know it's a whole warehouse of multiple studios, part of Blaze Media. No,
Yeah.
it's really good. I'm very envious of their setup, especially when you have a board go up in smoke today.
Yeah, well, not in small. Let's not say what I mean. It just went kaput.
Well,
okay, it went kaput.
It's a term.
Yeah.
Not literal. But.
I know. Well, can't afford walls.
I like that part of it.
I even had to nick some toilet paper from the Coney downstairs. Grace I was waiting until she turned to wait on a customer, and then I just took the paper and ran up here with it. Like,
I'm sure you weren't the first, and you're not going to be the last.
And Karen is taking some personal time.
Yeah.
I think once we did that Detroit debate, it really.
She was exhausted.
Yeah, it took. Yeah, she's worked
Physically
her
and mentally.
whole life to improve this city, and when you don't really see it come to fruition, it does take a lot out of you.
I got to say, she crushed it with that. And the question that seems to be continuous is the whole Mary Sheffield not understanding what a board does.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to get hammered for that, rightfully, because a board is not a ceremonial position. It's to oversee what's going on.
Well, in her defense, I think Mary Sheffield's telling you how the city really works. Right? That
Sure.
There was no intention for that board to be active and to find out what's going on. Why would the Riverfront Conservancy have one accountant? One. Why didn't the treasurer, the board of directors, the treasurer demand an audit?
Exactly.
Like this Riverfront's all locked. There's something not right going on.
Yeah, but when you provide no oversight, it's almost like you're inviting someone to steal from it.
Yeah, and again, Duggan's leave. Like I talked to a pretty wealthy guy, pretty connected. His name's Bill. He talks a lot, and from that group of suburban rich guys, Lions fans, they think everybody on planet Earth thinks Duggan's awesome. If you went to that debate, you would see in the neighborhoods, nobody thinks it's awesome. And the city is losing revenue. The budget's going down. All that over the $1 billion that Biden sent is spent, right? Mm-hmm. No wonder he's leaving. And now, again, the whole dirt debacle comes back up. It's a new one. Oh, Conspiracy Ken and I, Johnny on the spot. We were there. Here's what we're bringing you. Northland Mall was America's first. It stood in Southfield, Michigan, until it was demolished a few years ago. But you'll never have to say goodbye, dear viewer. The mall can now be found in Detroit, buried 2 feet under in the vacant lot, right next to your home. You don't want your face shown, but you're taking a chance here. You get blackballed.
Listen, for real, this is like some really touchy shit. You know what I'm saying?
So say 3 whistleblowers, one who offered his real name.
Somebody got to stop saying they standing up and stand up and do what's right.
What's your name?
Robert Howard.
And 2 others who did not, fearing they'd never work again, exposing Mike Duggan's Detroit demolition debacle.
That's just going to survive out here.
Yes.
If our name is put in anything like this, we won't work no more. Change the voice.
He's very good. And
every fucking body knows.
City Hall has ignored the demo holes being filled with crappy dirt for years.
How many holes have not been properly filled? You all went on the record, on camera, told the people of Detroit, Charlotte, the call your questions in writing because you put dirt in there. And I'll answer it why. You didn't put dirt in there. What's up with the dirt? Put it in writing and deliver it. What's up with the dirt? Oh, come on!
The feds came in. The state came in. Duggan said he'd fix it, but he hasn't.
I would say roughly at least 500.
500 houses?
At least 500.
And here's how the Northland scam worked.
It was supposed to all be diverted directly to the landfill, but they diverted it into the city to backfill the residential properties that was part of when they were tearing down all the houses.
Other addresses, other residential addresses on our tickets sometimes. We never put down that it came from Northland. There was an address went up Grand River somewhere, I remember. But all in all, the dirt was coming from Northland the whole time.
You get a dirt inspection where they dump approved material, and once they get approved, then here comes all the bullshit.
Okay, there's a hole, and the first truck shows up.
Yes.
And the city inspectors, yep, that looks good.
Yep.
Let's get lunch. And he splits.
He leaves.
And then all of that
bullshit,
Northland Mall shit, all the bullshit starts coming in.
Yes, sir.
Gets dumped in there, and then they put a nice layer on top.
They don't even do that. They just fill the motherfucker right up and try to pick the bullshit out.
Look at that fucking.
Look like a parking lot.
Ouch. Reached by phone, the Northland developer said he knew nothing about it. And the mayor, with the city in the red and the dirt red hot, Duggan's getting gone and now running for governor of Michigan.
I called the Eagle. I called the city ombudsman. I called everybody that I can call to tell them about the level of dirty dirt that's been coming into our city.
If the public's watching this, what is it? Why is it? Should it be important to them?
This is what your kids playing on.
The little kids, they playing in the dirt. They making mud pies.
And that is our story, dear viewer, proving once again that Detroit City Hall is a lot like the old Northland Mall. They both got men's pants, half off. Well, if you're listening, you might want to go watch some of these because they're really quite good. Good guy, Conspiracy Ken on that. Hey, listen, I notice I'm getting gray. Maybe I should try some of that hair dye you use. Just for men, is that what it is? Feds make you do it? Yeah, I thought so. So just to circle back, all right? I'm listening to let's just take somebody out of the blue, like Pete Buttigieg. Environmental racism, says the new left progressives, right? Don't forget, it was a Democratic mayor at the time when they put 375 through Black Bottom. Yeah. Okay. So he's calling highways racist, environmental racism, because you're running neighborhoods through black culture. Okay. Not going to argue.
Highways. Highways through black culture. Yeah.
That's the history of it. I'm not going to argue that. But what's going on today? The Democrats are in charge of this, and they're actually throwing the fucking highway and the shopping mall into the holes where black children live next to, and they play on them. Mm-hmm. Well, why wouldn't I be pissed? Why wouldn't I stay on this?
No, you should. And you can do something like that because you think you're going to get away with it because no one's going to check. Because who would check dirt besides you?
The feds for 8 fucking years.
Yeah.
And then it went away in a slurry of...
But it went away.
It went away because the mayor had friends in Washington. That's how a lot of stuff goes away.
I like the part in the piece there because he is so kick the can for whoever is the next mayor. I mean, he is so focused on being a governor, which you really saw in your favorite gathering up in Mackinac when he's sitting up on the dais with none other than Dan Gilbert. So when you talk about the rich suburban guys who are Lions fans that think he's great, it's because they see that bullshit. And just the optics of him sitting up there with, he's probably the state's richest man, right, Gilbert?
He's top 25 richest men in America, dude.
Yeah. the optics of that doesn't rub people the wrong way.
It used to. And his Ishbia, what's the name of his mortgage thing?
United Wholesale.
Yeah, is he going broke? There's a lot of noise coming out of Phoenix about the Suns.
Him overpaying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going broke because his brother and him to a smaller extent and their father to a smallest extent just bought a big portion of the White Sox in Chicago. So where his brother lives.
Well, he's got to be leveraging that, his mortgage company. I mean, how you raising money like that? We'll look into it.
It's a great question.
We'll look into it.
I don't see him standing on a dais, though, with any gubernatorial candidates here or in Arizona.
Yeah.
My point is, if you're mad about Trump being surrounded by a billionaire or billionaires, why wouldn't you be mad about somebody running for governor of your state, regardless of what letter comes after their name?
Yeah. And okay, but here, we got a problem with Trump's family here. Right? The first term, his sons, even Jared Kushner, you weren't allowed to be doing business outside of the country. And now it's a fucking free-for-all, right? Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I'm not into that, dude.
No.
I'm not into that at all. Stinks.
Yep.
At this point, I have nothing to accuse, but that's why we don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
The great sell-off. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Well, what are we going to do about our spot? Want to put our sponsors in now? Well, yeah, I got breaking news.
Oh, once again, bored. The ticker's still going.
I fucking quit. Karen, come pick me up. Oh, my God. I need him. On that dirt. Hey, Mike, I'm not telling you which agency. I'm not telling you. Breaking news. Subpoenas are being drafted right now. Yeah, right now.
Hey, better late than never.
That's never happened where I'm getting a call from a law enforcement agency, right? Usually I'll do a story. They'll quietly look into it. And sometime along the line, I'll find out that they're looking into it, right? Like somebody will go dude, they're dropping subpoenas or something. Yeah. Not this time. This time is ring, 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 ring. And I said, I'd be happy, since I work for myself now, I will be happy to point you in the right direction.
Good.
Absolutely. So here's what's going to happen. Duggan's going to have a nice free run because he's an independent. There's no primaries. Right. So he gets a year head start. But the Democratic Governors Associations already put $3 million together to start beating this guy bloody, right? They FOIA'd his emails. Has he used the N-word? Has he used the C word? Right?
Oh, the important stuff.
Huh?
The important stuff.
Yeah. Well, did you swing government money to your mistress, who's now your wife?
That's the important stuff.
The dirt, well, they didn't really pay attention to the dirt. Maybe they should now. And then I also learned, the Democrats, I already know, this is how disgusting this party is now. They're putting an opposition research book together on me. They got a private eye on me. I know this because law enforcement told me about the inquiries. I'm like, oh, well, good thing, good thing. I love my daughter. I'm not a deadbeat dad. I pay my taxes. I got a dog barking ticket and paid it. You know what I mean? My tabs are not expired. Fuck off.
What a boring assignment to follow you around.
How fuck off. It used to be you two want to play that game. And we provide information to the public. Bring it. Because look out your window, lady. I got a private eye on you.
Ooh.
Okay, we got to get to the airport. So let's have a word from our sponsors. Come back, talk Flint.
I'm Grace Karros, and I'm third generation of American Coney Island. People say Detroit's a comeback city. I say, where you been? We've been here for over 100 years. My family's been here on the same corner, serving our famous proprietary American Coney Island hot dog. So like always, we're keeping things fresh, updated, and new. We'd love to have you come downtown and visit us, but if you can't, you can always go to AmericanConeyIsland.com, order a Coney kit, get it delivered fresh right to your door.
Your teeth can't heal, but the stock market can. That's just a fact. The market roller coaster is making you grind your teeth. Call or text my friend Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748. We're all hanging on to this ride like Gayle King and Katy Perry. Just hang on to your flower. Some people are saying that the earth will be better when this is all over. Luke Nowacki, Pinnacle Wealth Strategies. Are you an aging senior wondering where you'll end up? Are you a son or a daughter wishing your mom or dad lived closer to home? Are you a caregiver with good heart and good character, but you feel stuck in a dead-end job? Are you a social entrepreneur looking for a safe real estate investment within a fast-growing market? Well, consider contacting Archangel Senior Management. Archangel offers a solution and a vision to compete with big corporate senior living communities. Call Archangel at 989-614-0316.
Well, you know, when it rains, the power goes out. And when the power goes out, the internet goes out. When the internet goes out, I call my friend Matt and Bernie at XG Service Group. Look at Bernie here on his hands and knees, giving it everything he's got. Look at that man crack. So busy, he forgot to wear a belt. There's Matt right there getting the board together. That's 734-245-4100 if you need Matt and Bernie to come take care of your voice over internet, your security cameras, off-campus access control, Wi-Fi, and cameras for homes and business. They'll design it for you. You got restaurants, they do drive-through systems, railroad cameras for public safety, total wireless camera systems for your home and business. Yeah, that's right. Call XG Services at 734-245-4100. Oh, that was terrific. Now,
I'm going to buy me some of that.
What is it we just saw?
It's something you can buy.
Which order are you going to put them in?
It'll be a surprise.
Okay, God, jeez, oh, Pete. How long have you been doing this? What show number is this?
I can tell you in a second.
Can you cut to our LED map?
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. Show me Ukraine. Remember Ukraine?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that place. We used to care about it. It's not even showing up on camera.
Oh,
what a disaster.
I'm going to come over there. Is there a camera out there?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you why this is being called the Gulf of America. What I suspect is the international play here. So I'm going to come over. Hopefully the microphone will work.
This one will.
Now, here's Shanghai is right where is it? Right here. And here's Beijing. Here's Guangzhou. Okay, so anyway.
They're showing off right now.
What happened was, back in his first term, Trump put tariffs on the Chinese, right? So the Chinese, to get around it, started moving their factories like GM and Ford did, started moving their factories to Vietnam, right? Or they would ship it right across the Pacific to Mexico. So right here, down here near the Yucatan, Oaxaca, and Veracruz, they have a railroad. It's 200 miles long. So the port comes in here. They offload all the Chinese shit. It's called self-attestation. I self-attest that these goods were made in Mexico and not subject to tariffs because of NAFTA, right? So you slap something on there or they spray paint it or whatever they do. And then they take it across the railroad tracks. They have a port on this side in the Gulf of Mexico. Then they ship it up here, as we told you before, into the port of New Orleans. And then the Canadian National Railroad owns the railroad tracks all the way from Joliet, Chicago, down to the Gulf of Mexico. So our territorial part of the Gulf of Mexico starts from, it's like Brownsville, Texas, somewhere around here. And then it goes under the Keys and then around the Bahamas like that. So that half of the Gulf is ours, and the bottom half are the Mexicans. So why would you call it the Gulf of America? Because Mexico, if you keep fucking around, that's why we put tariffs on them. If you keep fucking around and breaking the spirit of this agreement, we're going to stop your ships at the international boundary. We're going to board them, and we're going to confiscate the contraband. That's what we're making it a point before you land. We could do that. My thought. What'd you think of that?
That's very informative. And with a nice visual aid.
Yeah, this like high quality show. So good I can hear it twice through these headphones. Okay, now God God, and I hate flying, man. It's like a cattle car now. It's awful. You know what they do?
What?
I was flying back from Dallas, and before we take off, they say, ladies and gentlemen, we're expecting a very turbulent flight. So we will not be having service for the first half. We will let you know when we clear. So, okay, I go talking to this guy. Then I go, expecting rough turbulence. I'm like, oh, fuck. Don't talk to me, bro. Don't talk. I can't even look at the TV. I got to look out the window. So when the plane's doing this, right, at least the vista is stable. And I'm just holding the seat like this, and I pull muscles because I'm just so.
I am so surprised you're that fearful of flying. I don't know why. You just don't strike me as that kind of person.
I think I'm a million miler. I've done 1 million miles.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure I've done 1 million miles. And I think it was the one time I was working for the Times, and I was in LA, and something was breaking in Vegas, right? And I had to get on a plane. But we've been having a nice Sunday. We're having margaritas, maybe a toot or two of cocaine. So on the plane, like, And then a bunch of women were screaming because they were going for the bachelorette's party. Oh, and then we hit like the San Gabriel Mountains where it's very turbulent. And this bitch was like, Rocky was doing this. Yeah. And I think from that moment on, I ride a motorcycle without a helmet.
Yeah.
Right? On Michigan roads.
That's crazy.
So I just think it's being passive.
Yeah, not in control.
And not knowing, what's going on, or I can't see, I'm in a tube.
You don't know how crazy that pilot is, and if he decides to wants to end it all right then and there.
Yeah, if Buttigieg hired him, you know what I mean? Okay, anyway. So Flint, our friend Jedediah Brown, is really stirring it up there. Here's what Jedediah is trying to do in a nutshell. Flint is like Detroit North. It's corrupt. It's always been corrupt. In 1960s, it was corrupt. You know what it had to do with? A water treatment plant. Real estate deal. Our other friend, Jordan Chariton from Status Coup, dug up some reports. The water is not great. Right? There's a dispute and the people of Flint don't believe it. Number two, the people of Flint haven't got their poultry settlement checks. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The people of Flint want to know where all the ARPA money went. The people of Flint want to know why they have to wait so long for an election. So they're up there stirring it, want it known, wanting an investigation into everything, the money. And now Mayor Sheldon Neely is weaponizing his police force. So you guys were here when Jedediah said they're going to have a protest. They're going to push a casket down Saginaw Street to the mayor's alleged home. Okay? I'm going to show you some video. I don't know how many squad cars, state troopers, county, so many, but they roughed up an elderly black man. Here it is here. And he was just driving.
Stop harassing citizens. Stop harassing citizens. Stop harassing citizens. American citizens, stop harassing citizens. Stop harassing citizens.
They weren't driving fast enough.
Look at this, y'all. They're pulling over. You know what?
But they pulled them over.
Sick of this man.
There's no obstruction of anything.
This is a First Amendment protected activity, 2 ways. Are you silencing political dissidents?
Hold on, let me see. They're stepping out of the car. They're targeting John. Now they're targeting John. Huh? They arresting her.
No, harassing her.
What's going on, Mark? What we got here?
Why is she getting out of the? You know what?
Oh, okay. So they got pulled over.
Why is she going?
Told them to get out of the car. The lady's getting out of the car. And the driver's 70 years old.
He's getting yoinked out of the car.
Yeah.
Stop it, my guy. What are you doing?
They were going to be on the show today.
What are you doing? You know
week.
what, God? I swear, God, on every level I know. What are you doing? Stop it, bro. This is crazy. This is the mayor. This is Sheldon Neely weaponizing his police department against citizens of his goddamn city. Stop it, bro.
Now watch this.
Stop. Hey, do not grab him like that again. Do not grab him like that again. Hey, what they take? They trying to take y'all car? Stop! Hey, man, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and watch, bro. I'm not gonna watch this, bro. I'm not gonna watch this.
Watch
Stop!
this takedown. Watch
Oh
this.
my God! Go get back!
I mean, come on, he's old.
And the car's rolling away.
Yeah, and the cop didn't put it in park.
Look at what you just did.
Car's rolling down the street. What the? Look at all the fucking cops back there.
Look at what y'all. You know what? Really, bro?
It's not that the street was blocked. It was the old man was driving as the casket's getting pushed down rollers, and this.
Pull that casket out. It's over with. It's over with. I'm not.
So
gonna
now
let
the
this
people
happen.
of Flint get to see it. And then the next night, there was a city council meeting. Oh, I can hear myself 4 times now. There's a city council meeting, and residents. Yeah, come on, Mark. We do. I know you're so busy trying to fix the board, we didn't even get these things. I don't want that one. I want the one I showed you, the wider one. If we have it, remember? Yeah. So people show up and they want answers. What's going on with the police? Why does the mayor have a secret squad of police that answer to him? It's pretty odd. All right, so here's Flint City Council the next night. I swear the police make more money in overtime than City Council night. Look at that. You see that? It's a freaking melee, dude.
Let's get it.
I haven't seen this many people at a Flint City Council meeting since the early days of the water crisis. So, Jedediah Brown rolls into town and gets your attention, doesn't he? Now, we need to help with the end game, which is we need the documentation. We need to know about the garbage contracts, the pipe contracts, right? The ARPA money, the $94 million that goes to nonprofits associated with people on the city council. What happened to the $100+ million for the Flint School District that's got 3,000 kids? What happened to all this? I think it's just getting to a point now. And listen, so I got to catch a plane. It's your God-given right. That's what we consider the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. These are your God-given rights to protest, to rally, right? Freedom of association.
Assembly.
Just be peaceful.
Yeah. Stop breaking shit.
Yeah, don't burn shit. Don't hurt people.
Which I did notice in that all the Flint videos, nothing was lit on fire or no glass breaking. It was just a coffin.
Flint's high class. I love Flint. I really do. Right? They just been dumped on for so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, in the 80s, I was a kid in high school, they were getting dumped on. You know, my brother lived up there. So.
Have a safe flight. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Where do you find the Timcast, by the way? YouTube?
YouTube.
What's it called? Timcast?
Yeah. He's got a pretty big channel. You can't miss it.
Oh, I know. I've been on it before.
Yep.
You get his ads? How to get rid of them? I'll ask him. I'll say, hey, dude, you're spamming my kid. Stop it. All right. Be good to one another.